this week's GeoGuessr video probably gonna be postponed to next week. I usually like to do one a week, but I think there's gonna be like the NBA or NHL one first round. All the games should be finished tomorrow. I think there's a possibility neither of them finish tomorrow, but one of them could. And if that happens, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. Hopefully if that happens, the other does not finish the day after, because that would be my Saturday in the States, and I do not do videos on Sundays, and I just talk about that a day late. But then if they both finish on Sunday, then I'm going to do one of them a day late, and then one of them 2 days late, so I'm hoping. We're going to see, but yeah, if one of them finishes Saturday in the States, Sunday here, I won't be able to talk about it till Monday, Tuesday, potentially be a little bit late on those, but we'll see. But also, Lamar Jackson finally got his deal done. Thank God. And it's pretty funny because he asked for $1 million more per year guaranteed than what Jalen Hurts got. So that was very funny. Let's talk about these picks. I'm going to just talk about the picks, and then I have this draft grade up here that I want to look at as well. This is by Sporting News. I'm not going to talk about it for every pick, maybe just a handful of them here. And like you guys know, I've talked about it before, I don't follow college sports, so I don't really know the lowdown on a lot of these guys, which is why I look at, draft mocks and other people's grades and stuff, because I don't watch college ball. I follow a lot of professional sports. I watch pretty much, I'm watching sports leagues all over the world all the time. I don't have time to also watch college, but first overall pick going to the Carolina Panthers. They traded up a lot to get here, and they take Bryce Young, quarterback out of Alabama. That actually got an A grade. It's going to be very interesting. Obviously, his size is the really big question mark around him. A lot of people have been saying, like, if this guy's 6'2", 6'3", there's no question marks at all about him, but just based on his size, that's really the only concern with him. He's like the perfect QB except for his body. But I think Bryce Young should be decent, and Carolina really needs him to be. They've had such a tough go of it lately with quarterbacks drafted into early rounds. I really hope that he doesn't turn into like another Sam Darnold for them. But, actually I'm going to take my glasses off. My eyes are like weirdly itchy right now. I don't know why. I don't really have allergies. My eyes are itchy. Also, there's obviously the stigma around Alabama quarterbacks in the NFL, but we'll see. I hope Bryce Young does pan out for them. And then if you guys will remember in my last video talking about the draft and talking about NFL offseason stuff, there's all these news articles about CJ Stroud, like, tumbling down the draft boards. People saying, like, he might fall out of the top 10. People were saying Will Levis might go first overall. Remember that, like, sports book thing? We'll talk about that later, but there's people saying CJ Stroud might fall to the top 10, whatever, but no. It seems that the Houston Texans were not that concerned with his Wonderlic scores. Houston Texans take quarterback CJ Stroud out of Ohio State at 2 overall. And then the big shock of the draft, I thought somebody might trade up for 3 to try to leapfrog the Indianapolis Colts to get the quarterback that they wanted. So that either Levis or Richardson or whatever at 3, so that he couldn't go to Indianapolis. But I did not see this one coming. The Texans jump up to 3. And I was kind of confused because I was like, well, they've already got their QB. What are they doing? They take Will Anderson Jr. That's a ballsy move from them. They gave up. I'm not sure exactly what they gave up to get him. The Arizona Cardinals get the 12th overall pick, the 33rd overall pick, a first-round pick in 2024, and the third rounder in 2024. So they get two of the top prospects in this draft. Will Anderson Jr. was the number 1 rated edge rusher. C.J. Stroud was 1, 2, 3, 4. Top 4 QB, depending who you ask. Everybody's different opinions, but Anderson was the unanimous number 1 edge. Let's see who is in the. Let's look at that AFC South real quick. AFC South, because the Texans. You have to imagine. You got the Colts. You got the Texans, the Jags, and the Titans. The Titans might be on a downward. This feels like a wide open division. I could potentially see the Texans winning the AFC South. Depending on what the Jags do. Obviously, the Jags skyrocketed up at the end of last season, but we'll see what happens. 4th overall, the Colts take Anthony Richardson, quarterback out of Florida. One of the big stories of this draft coming into the combine. His physicals are just off the board. The best physical measurables of any quarterback in history. His vertical jump is 40, all that stuff just off the charts. And the Colts take him at 4. Shane Steichen, I think, could be a good fit for him. He helped develop Jalen Hurts into the quarterback he is today. Anthony Richardson, he can run, he can throw. He reminds me kind of like a Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts type. I think he could be a good fit for the Colts. That's really, at that point, it's a matter of who are the pieces surrounding him, right? And my Google Chrome tab just froze with all the draft stuff. Hold on, I'm going to pause my recording. Okay, sorry about that. Google Chrome just crashed, but I got it back. But yeah, Richardson at 4 to the Colts, very interesting pick. A lot of people probably thought they might go Levis here. I guess this will be the time to talk about it, because I believe Richardson is the last QB off the board. Yeah, he is. Will Levis did not get drafted in the first round of this draft. He was up there with those other guys. It was seen as a 4 QB class. Before Richardson came onto the scene at the combine, it was kind of just seen as a 3 QB class. Will Levis, there was discussions between Levis and Stroud and Young, and Levis does not go in the first round. We'll see. He probably gets picked up tomorrow in the second round. I'm not going to cover the remaining rounds of this draft. I'm just doing the first round, but very interesting storyline. They kept cutting, the production kept cutting back to Will Levis, sitting there with his family and his fiance or wife or whoever she is. And at first it was kind of funny, when you're sitting there at pick 10 and cutting away to him, it's kind of funny, but then towards the end of the draft, you're getting into the high 20s. It starts to become considerably less funny, a little bit more sad. But yeah, Richardson taken it 4, Will Levis not drafted. I was very nervous with the Seahawks having the 5th pick. I'm a Seahawks fan, if you guys don't know. I was very nervous that we were going to take Will Levis at 5. I was like, we do not need a QB. We need defense. We need edge. We need a defensive tackle. I was hoping a team would jump up to 3 and draft a QB, and then the Colts would get the 4th QB. I was hoping the top 4 would be Young, Stroud, Richardson, Levis, leaving the Seahawks to get Will Anderson Jr. at 5. That obviously did not happen. So I was sitting there, I was like, alright, we can get Jalen Carter now. That's kind of who I wanted anyway. I talked about it before. I said I'd be happy if we get Jalen Carter. Seattle Seahawks take Devin Witherspoon, which is interesting. sauce. But an amazing elite cornerback, we already have one. Devin Witherspoon is the highest rated cornerback prospect in this draft. So now we have two really good corners, but I really felt like we needed a defensive tackle there. I felt like we needed somebody, in the trenches, because our secondary is now really good. Great safeties, great corners, but I feel like teams are just going to run all over us. I was really upset about this pick. I was seething angry about this pick when they made it. I've kind of come to terms with it a little bit more now as time's gone on, but taking the highest rated cornerback in the league, not bad. We'll see what happens there. The Arizona Cardinals trade up with the Detroit Lions at 6. It seemed like the Lions wanted to take Witherspoon at 6. And one of the stories of this night is kind of the Lions getting screwed over by the team directly in front of them. It feels like the Lions really missed out on all the guys they wanted this draft. The Cardinals take Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle from Ohio State, at 6. At 7, the Raiders take Tyree Wilson, edge from Texas Tech. What's funny is the Cardinals got shredded for that pick. Well, not shredded, but they got a C grade on that pick. But honestly, I think that they need protection for Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's been asking for help on the O-line, and they listened. 8th overall pick, the Falcons take Bijan Robinson, running back from Texas, which is weird because the Falcons need a lot of stuff. They need defensive help. They might need a quarterback. Why is my camera frozen? Hold on. Okay, hopefully that fixed it. I don't know. This camera link thing keeps having issues. I don't know why, but as I was saying, the Falcons, they aren't set at QB. They needed receivers. They probably needed defense. And yet they take a running back here, which teams haven't taken running backs in the first round, especially this high in the first round. We understand analytically that running back is the most expendable position in football. That's why teams don't pay running backs. They don't give them big extensions. They don't draft them early, but Bijan Robinson at 8 of the Falcons here is just kind of a head scratcher, to be honest. Then the Eagles take Jalen Carter here at 9. Jalen Carter falling all the way to 9 was a big story in this draft. They have probably, we're going to talk about it later with some of their other picks, but that Eagles defense is going to be insane, obviously. There were some character concerns with Jalen Carter. The car stuff, there were some work ethic concerns, which is why he fell this far. Nobody expected him to get out of the top 5, top 6, but goes to the Eagles. Honestly, I think they get the most talented player in the draft here. I think it's really all going to come down to his work ethic on whether or not he pans out. I think he has all the tools in the world. He has all the talent in the world, God-given innate talent, but it's just going to come down to whether or not he can put that all together with hard work to succeed at the NFL level. But this could be an absolute steal for the Eagles here, getting Carter all the way down at 9. I don't think they expected to be able to get him there. At 10, the Bears get Darnell Wright, offensive tackle from Tennessee. At 11, the Tennessee Titans get Peter Skoronski, offensive tackle from Northwestern. Another head scratcher here. The Detroit Lions get Jahmyr Gibbs, running back out of Alabama. This was a weird one. It feels like this is another one where Detroit, I think they kind of wanted Skoronski. Then they just two running backs going in I think it's 2015 was the last time 2 running backs were taken in the top 20. 2 running backs were taken in the top 15 in this draft at 8 and then at 12. Texans and the Lions just fired their analytics guys or something, but very weird. The Detroit Lions had a very weird draft. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Gibbs probably would have still been there in the second round. He probably even you could have taken him at 18, he probably still would have been there at 18. Like, the fact that 2 running backs go off the board this early is crazy. Lucas Van Ness goes 13th overall to the Packers, edge out of Iowa. Honestly, I was kind of hoping that he would have fallen to us at 20. I knew that wasn't likely, but Steelers get Broderick Jones, offensive tackle out of Georgia at 14. 15, the Jets get Will McDonald, the 4th edge out of Iowa State. Now, this is where I disagree with this. This article I'm reading gives them a D. Gives them a D on this, but honestly, I think that Will McDonald, I think, is a great pick here. I think he has some of like the best bend I've ever seen out of any pass rusher I was watching, because a lot of people thought he might come to Seattle at 20. So I was watching some clips of him, and like his bend is crazy. Like, I could really see him making a lot of noise for the Jets. I disagree with this being a bad pick. I don't think this is a reach. I think this is actually really good, and I think the Jets are setting themselves up to be, especially with Aaron Rodgers, but even now on the defensive side of the ball, I think the Jets are setting themselves up for a lot of success next year. The Commanders get Emmanuel Forbes out of Mississippi State, cornerback at 16. Patriots get my guy Christian Gonzalez, cornerback out of Oregon at 17. Oregon Ducks fan here. Gonzalez fell a little bit here compared to a lot of the mocks. I saw a lot of mocks having him go to the Steelers at 14. I think I saw one mock that even had him going to the Packers at 13, but he falls here to the Patriots at 17. Seems like a Bill Belichick guy. I think he'll do good in that system. The Lions take Jack Campbell, 18th overall, linebacker out of Iowa. I thought he was an NHL goalie, but apparently he plays for the Detroit Lions now. I think this is a bit of a reach. There's an interesting thing. This Sporting News article I'm reading has Christian Gonzalez as the best cornerback in this draft, but pretty much everyone else I've seen has put Witherspoon as the best corner in this draft, so I'm not sure why they think Gonzalez is better. 19th overall, the Bucks take Elijah Cansey, defensive tackle out of Pittsburgh. And then at 20, we were kind of, us Seahawks fans, we were kind of shocked here. I was in the draft thread talking with other fans, like, Jackson Smith and the Jigba is just here at 20. Like, this dude is an amazing offensive talent. He's big. He's gonna be a good slot. And the Seahawks now have a receiver core of DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith and Jigba at our 3rd wide receiver spot. Lockett's getting a little up there in age. I think he's like 30, 31 now. So this is probably, a couple more years in the league. That's probably it. But Njigba is super fast, good route runner. He can play the slot, and there's some teams where he would probably be the number 1 wide receiver on the team. For the Seahawks, he's number 3. I'm super happy with this pick. How tall is this dude? 6'1", 196. Yeah. I could see this guy being a huge deal for us. I feel like he looks a little bit bigger than 6'1", if I'd have to say. I feel like he plays bigger than that. But and I feel like the Chargers really wanted him. I think the Chargers were kind of expecting him to maybe be there at 21. They thought that maybe we wouldn't go there, because the Chargers immediately get Quentin Johnson. Because the Chargers, Justin Herbert needs receivers to throw to. He needs weapons. They have Mike Williams. They last little bit. But I feel like Zay Flowers was the better pick here, who ends up going to the Ravens at the next pick, 27th overall, or 27th to 22nd overall. Because I feel like Zay Flowers kind of fits Herbert's style of play a little more. I feel like he's more of a deep ball, big play threat guy. And I don't know, I feel like he just would have been a better fit for the Chargers offense and for Justin Herbert than Quentin Johnson is, so kind of weird to me. But Lamar Jackson, who just re-signed in Baltimore, he gets a new weapon to throw to in Zay Flowers. 23rd overall, Jordan Addison, wide receiver to USC, goes to the Vikings. He have 4 wide receivers in a row going off the board. Deontay Banks, cornerback out of Maryland, going to the New York Giants at 24. I think they traded up to this spot, but I think he's going to be a great get for them. And then the Buffalo Bills make a very interesting pick to me, taking Dalton Kincaid, tight end out of Utah here. It felt like they needed wide receivers, and I feel like all those wide receivers who just went were probably guys on their board, and they kind of just scrambled a little bit because they have Dawson Knox there. They have a 3 wideout team. It just felt like they didn't need a tight end here. Go defense, go O-line, get some pass rush help, because they had, they went from Super Bowl favorites to then last year I feel like they're kind of in limbo right now, and I don't know, Dalton Kincaid does not feel like the guy to help them right now. Dallas Cowboys get Mazi Smith, DT out of Michigan at 26. The Jaguars get exactly what they needed, offensive tackle Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma at 27. Trevor Lawrence got sacked a lot last season. He needs that offensive line help, and that's exactly what they get. That's what they needed to do. Cincinnati gets Miles Murphy, edge rusher out of Clemson. The dude's draft picture, he looks like he's in the Army or something. The Saints get Brian Breesy, defensive tackle out of Clemson at 29. Great pick. Then the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a guy that I kind of wanted the Seahawks to take at 20. I understood why they went Smith and the Jigba, but Nolan Smith goes to the Eagles at 30, edge out of Georgia. I don't know how this dude fell to 30. And I think the Eagles now have like 4 defensive players out of Georgia. They have like that whole Georgia line. The Eagles are I'm gonna say it right now. I'm actually gonna make this prediction right now. The Philadelphia Eagles are winning the Super Bowl this year. That is my prediction. I am legitimately probably going to put money on that during preseason. I think the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl. Their team was already the deepest team in the NFL. They went to the Super Bowl last year. They didn't really lose anybody. They had a juggernaut team. And then through this draft, adding Nolan Smith, adding Jalen Carter, they went to the Super Bowl, and then they added perhaps the most talented, at least top 3, top 5 most talented player in the draft to their team. They became a Death Star. The Eagles went from juggernaut to Death Star. And if that team stays healthy, I don't see anyone beating them. How do you beat them? How do you beat them? That defense is actually insane. Who is blocking that defense? Who is blocking that defense? Just tell me right now. What team in the league has an offensive line that can stop the Eagles' defensive line? I need you to tell me, because I don't see which one has it. I don't. The Eagles are terrifying if they stay healthy. Terrifying. That's, like I said, my prediction, Super Bowl favorites. I think they win it. actual winners of the Super Bowl last year, the Kansas City Chiefs take Felix Anadike, Uzoma, edge out of Kansas State. And yeah, we have round 2 coming up tomorrow, but like I said, I'm just covering round 1. I have so much other stuff I need to cover. Like I said, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, round 1 probably wrapping up this weekend, so I'm going to do a video covering each of those in round 1, plus predictions in round 2. GeoGuessr, I have all the stuff I have to do coming up, but thank you guys so much for watching, really. Let me know how you think your team did in this draft. Overall, I'm okay with the Seahawks. I wish we got Jalen Carter. I hate that we let them fall to the Eagles. They were already good. They got even better. I feel like the NFC is going to run through them this season. Yeah, man, but I'm fine with it. We got the best cornerback in the draft and the best wide receiver in the draft, in my opinion. The Seahawks did. I think the winners of this draft, easily I see the Eagles as a winner in this draft. Obviously, those teams that got the players they wanted, the QBs they wanted, the Texans are definitely a winner in this draft, in my opinion. I think the Texans, like I said, I think they could win their division. I don't know if they're favorites too, but if Stroud and Anderson both are the guys we think they might be, I think they could win their division. I have concerns about Young. I have some concerns about Richardson, but yeah, man, let me know your thoughts on this draft. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more content just like this almost every single day. Until next time.